Moving on then, and the Android Basics section over the past few weeks has been covering various aspects to do with really setting up your phone and getting it up and running the way you want it. So we've looked at the Play Store, we've looked at launchers, settings, notifications, file managers, a few other things as well. Uh, Now we're going to turn our minds, and this is partly by popular request, to different apps that we think you should have on your phone, particularly as blind people. The idea is we'll look at different categories over future weeks, and we'll do a deep dive into that category on a given week, and we'll talk about the different apps that you might want to try out in that category. Warren, do you want to take us through what we're thinking a schedule might look like?
Definitely, Ed. When we talk about phones, of course, we're talking about those of us who are blind, and that's what this podcast is all about. And so, what happens is that when you have a phone as a blind person, there's certain apps that you need to have on your phone to make that experience a better experience. And these are the ones that we think, or these are the categories that we think would make the most meaning for a blind person. And among those categories, these are the ones that we thought make the most sense. We have OCR packages, we have ebook readers, we have audiobook players, we have TTS engines, navigational apps, shopping apps, shipping and tracking apps, podcast apps or podcast players. We have the low vision category, we have music players, we have streaming apps, we have color detection, news readers, currency recognizers, braille-related apps, assistant apps, email clients, social networks, for those of you who are the social butterflies out there, traveling and lodging apps, and we have text editors. These are some of the categories that we will be talking about in the next several months. We'll take each of these categories and talk about the must-have apps in those categories. And also, we will be glad to have you guys suggest some apps that you think would fall into these categories as we talk about these different categories in our upcoming episodes for the next several months. Those are the ones that I think we should be talking about, guys. Now, if you guys have any other ones that you think, or a category that you think would go in here, then we will add that as we go along. You guys make your comments about these things and we'll move on.
I think we can add a health category also, like Google Fit apps.
That should be category number 21 because there are a lot of people out there using Fitbits or watches, or even your phone could have all of that health and fitness things. So definitely that would be category number 21, health
Just
and
saying, you might
fitness.
want to promote that category to coincide with my summer holidays because I'm going to have nothing to contribute to that whatsoever. If you want a gambling category or an alcohol category or a sports score category, then fine. But health and fitness, yeah, no. I'm sure it's lovely. I'm sure it's lovely.
What do you think, Carrie? Because, we need those health and fitness type of apps. I'm not necessarily one of those. I mean, I'm usually out there, hiking or whatever, most especially now the summer's coming to shine. And we like hiking out here. So I don't think I need something necessarily to be tracking my steps or whatever. I know that I've done a lot. So
Absolutely. I think the health and fitness is definitely something that, would be a great category. I have a Fitbit and it's not the most accessible thing, no, but I still like to go into the app and see how many steps I took. And it's one of those things you can go to your friends and be like, hey, I took more steps than you today. And you can make a competition or just even set a goal for yourself. If you want to lose weight, gain weight, or if you just want to maintain it, it's a good way to track that kind of thing. And I think that can be very valuable. But now we have 21 categories, so we have to think of another one to make it even.
We got to make it even, right? Austin, you suggested the health and fitness. So how about I cede this to you and have you give us a 22nd category? Which one do you think is going to be our 22nd category? So we'll make it even and fair.
We can have audio recorders.
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Exactamundo. See, that's what I'm talking about. Two heads or four heads are better than one, you see. So we got audio recorders. That's a beautiful category. How on earth did I forget that, All right, so I'm going to run through these things quickly again so that we know that we have it. So 1, OCR packages. 2, ebook readers. 3, audiobook players. 4, TTS engines. 5, navigational apps. 6, shopping apps. 7, shipping and tracking. 8, podcasting apps. 9, low vision. 10, music players. 11, streaming apps. 12, color detection. 13, news readers. 14, currency recognizers. 15, Braille related apps. 16, assistant apps. 17, email clients. 18, social apps. 19, travel and lodging. 20, text editors. 21, health and fitness. And 22, audio recorders. Absolutely beautiful. I love this setup.
Thanks, Warren. That's a great schedule we've got there. Also, if you think there are any categories we've missed, then by all means, get in touch with us. Austin will give you the various ways to do that at the end of the show. Maybe, of course, that we view categories differently to the way you're thinking about them. So we may have missed something or we may not have done, but do feel free to suggest categories as well. And then we can keep this going. But as you'll see, that's, 21 weeks of content. So 4 or 5 months worth should keep you all out of trouble.
Well, one thing I will comment on is it's interesting to have these categories because I think there are some apps that overlap. There's some apps that do text editing and recording, and then there's some apps that are navigation and OCR at the same time. So
and they may feature twice. The same with Spotify. Is it a music app or a streaming app? They'll overlap, and that's what I mean, that people might view the categories a bit differently. So they might think we've missed a category and we haven't, or they'll suggest something that we've missed, but maybe we'll shoehorn it into something else. So they're guides, aren't they, really?
So definitely,
our discussion.
If you guys think we've missed a category, let us know on our email list or on our Telegram, whatever, and definitely we'll include that. And before we know it, probably this thing is going to balloon to like maybe 50 categories. Who knows?
It will be. I already mentioned gambling. No one seems to take me up on it.
Well, blind people need to make money too, right?
Yeah.
So if
there was a room on Clubhouse devoted to blind people using betting apps that I joined the other week.
Thank you.
So it is a thing, and maybe we can get some guests.
There seems to be a Clubhouse room for everything now.
Yeah, for sure. Even one for blind Android users. Which I created not exclusively for this, but essentially to grab the domain effectively before someone else did it.
That's right.
Brilliant. Yeah, so hopefully that segment will be of benefit to people.